Hi everyone, this is Vivian and I'm back again with another late night video. And my theme for today's video is pretty much what happened in 2020 that was good. Good things that happened, particularly if you are a truther in 2020. Okay, so the first thing that I want to start off with is that people showed us who they really are by putting on these masks and going along with all of these ridiculous lockdowns, restrictions, obviously the forced masking and all of that. And now with the vax, wanting to get that. So by doing all of that, they showed us their true colors. Number two, I don't think I'm going to keep numbering this because I'm going to lose track, but another really big thing that happened that is very positive in my opinion is that more people awakened this year than ever before. And so the year itself, of course, is 2020. And we also hear that for vision, right? We hear 2020 vision means perfect vision. You see clearly 100%. So I don't know, like this is very significant that this happened this year. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly the significance is. Was this intended to happen this year for many people to open their eyes and awaken to our dark reality and all of the lies and deception? Because, many people I've seen, on YouTube, online, on social media, more and more people have woken up to what's really going on. And yeah, that's very significant and positive for us. And on the flip side, and we don't have to necessarily think of this as a negative, but on the flip side of that, for people who have not woken up, which it still is the majority of people compared to us truthers or awakened people, we have to keep in mind that it is the minority of the overall population that we are. And the majority who have not woken up, they may never at this point. I don't know. It's because to me, at least, it's also obvious what is going on. Extremely obvious to me. The lies are just blatant. It gets more and more ridiculous by the day. Like, I mean, seriously. And so if people at this point cannot see that, then maybe they're just not meant to wake up. I really don't know. I did not personally wake up this year. I think, as I mentioned in my first video, my initial awakening sort of thing happened back in the middle of 2016, the summer of 2016. And I might go into that in a different video with what happened and the whole process and everything. But yeah, it is good that a lot of people have awakened this year. I believe more than ever before. So I think that if all of us awakened people got together and did something, we could make a significant impact. That's my opinion. I'm trying to keep this positive, but I really think that I think we can make a difference. Okay, let me just look at my notes quickly over here, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so also this year, we had an opportunity to reflect on what's really important to us. What's important to us in life. these are questions that we have to ask ourselves. That is a very significant question. And we had the opportunity to do that this year, though, because things have been so different for most of us, right? And I'm still figuring out some things, but I have come to the conclusion that no career, no job, no gig is so important to the point where they wouldn't allow me to do it unless I got the vax, or if I had to wear a mask to do it. That goes against my personal beliefs of just, I don't want anyone to force anything on me. And I don't like when people tell me what to do. And that's an idea for another video, about not liking what people tell me to do. That's a different story for another day. But yeah, I don't like being micromanaged, and yeah, I just can't do that. So any sort of job or gig where I have to wear a mask to do it, like I said in my first video, I believe I mentioned that I performed in front of people in live audiences, theater, dancing, and so I have seen some people perform, not for theater, but for dancing. They've performed at certain venues that were open. Again, they had the distancing and all of that. And so these dancers that I know, they wore masks. They had to wear masks to perform. And to me, that's completely fucking pointless. When I perform, my facial expressions are very, very extremely significant. So to have that blocked out, and of course that's just one of the things, besides not being able to breathe. And it's also, I mean, from an aesthetic perspective, it is not cute to me. I know I did hear some people on my Facebook discussing, not here, well, I saw people discussing masks, how one person actually said that, or not just one, a few people were saying, oh wow, masks are actually cute and sexy, and why would anyone not want to wear one? And my eye roll when I saw that must have been, I'm sure my eyes went like all the way back in my head. I mean, whew, that was a lot for me. That was just a lot. So masks are not cute and sexy. What is cute and sexy is your beautiful face, your maskless face, where people can see your expressions, your joy, your smiles, everything. Okay, that's what's cute and sexy and normal human interaction, right? Okay, so the next thing that was good that happened in 2020 is that we found out who we are, more or less. I believe for myself, for a lot of other people, I and these other people, we did this deep dive. I mean, not together at the same time, it was on an individual basis, but this deep dive into who we are we as people. And that kind of goes along with what is really important to us too, but it's more about, it's kind of metaphysical. Like what are we? Like, am I just a person in a flesh prison? Or I don't like the term flesh prison, but I would say flesh temple. And what does this flesh temple, what is it for? What's going on besides that, on another level, on a deeper level? What is this experience all about? And I think it's very good to think like that. It's, I don't think anyone can give anyone the correct answer about that. If someone comes on and is like, okay, this is exactly what this is exactly what you are, and just says with 100% certainty that that's what it is, well, I don't know. I love hearing people's thoughts and opinions on what this is all about, but to give a 100% definitive answer, I'm just not sure that anyone can really do. Okay. So the next thing is that we saw that the old normal was not really normal. And we had an opportunity to see this because now we have this thing with the new normal, which of course, under no circumstances is that actually normal either. But because we now have this concept of the new normal, we're like, okay, well, what was the old normal, and was that normal? I mean, what even is normal? Am I normal? Are you normal? I don't know. I'm going to talk about this in another video of the concept of normal, because I don't think that I've ever been considered to be normal or conventional, I guess. And why I think that that's a good thing. And it's a good thing for you who are watching this. And you might not be normal or conventional either. And I think a lot of truthers might fall into this category. We might consider ourselves to be disenfranchised or sort of fringe people, not really fitting in with people, with the majority of people, but we don't need to. We do not need to. You do not need to fit in to live your best life, okay? Okay, so that brings me to my next point. Just checking the notes that I made over here to make sure I'm getting everything in. But this year, we have had to really step back and evaluate and reevaluate all of our relationships with the people in our lives, our friends, possibly even relatives and everything, and relationships, romantic relationships. And so we've really had to take a good hard look at that, and were those things serving us? Are those things serving us? And do we even get along with these people on a basic level of understanding that what's going on is very fear-based and all part of a greater agenda? And so I think for many of us, myself included, we have had to cut ties with a lot of the people in our lives who, those relationships were no longer beneficial in any way, shape, or form. And where the other people got mad at us for living our truth, and they were stuck in this brainwashed state of fear. And I don't want to minimize them and say that these people are not intelligent or that these people are lesser to some degree, but they are just different from us, and we have to understand that. And sometimes when we do understand that, the best thing we can do is to release them. And because it's when we're dealing with that, when we're stuck with that, there's so much negativity, so many toxic emotions. So this goes along with releasing toxicity and getting rid of toxic people in our lives. I think we have had to do that, right? And then to go along with that, possibly, I know it's hard to socialize these days, but because of the internet and how wonderful it can be in terms of connecting with other people, perhaps we've made new connections with new people that we never knew about before. And, you know, maybe there are new friends now, and we're growing this new circle of people who are positive and light, you know, like they have light energy and not this heavy negativity, always complaining about stuff like some of these other people that we've had to let go. So this brings me to my final point, which is that we chose to embrace life and not live in fear. And we did not let ourselves be controlled by fear. And that is a very, very, very good thing. And I am super proud of us for doing that and for sticking to our morals, our values, and not being a part of the herd, so to speak. So again, it's hard. I don't really want to use the term sheep or sheeple for these other people, because again, that puts them in a negative light. And yeah, we have to acknowledge that they're just different, and they just might not understand things the way that we do. But I think most of us were in a similar place as they were at some point in our lives. So there's always room for growth for a lot of us. And it might have taken 2020 for some of us to get to this awakened state. But again, awakening is a process. It's a whole process. It doesn't stop. It doesn't end. It always just, you develop it more and more. So there's growth for us too. We have to grow as well. It is not just these other people, okay? And I think we have done a lot of growth this year. And going into the next year, the new year, 2021, we should absolutely continue that growth and to develop our best selves and put that forth in the world. And so with that, I want to wish everyone definitely a better new year. I hope it is happy too, but hopefully it is better for you, for all of us. And let's see what 2021 brings. Hopefully we will have more positivity and some positive developments. And let's not look at all of the doom and gloom and all of the negativity and just the whole cesspit. Let's not look at that, okay? Because I know that a lot of us truthers can tend to get addicted to that kind of stuff and to the negativity and just doing deep dives into that. And we don't need it. You don't need it. Let's not do that, because you know what happened today and the day before, where I am in New Jersey. It was a beautiful winter day, both days, and even the day before that. And I went outside and the sky was beautiful and the sun was out, and I felt the cold, fresh air on my beautiful maskless face. And it was a good day for me. And I experienced joy just from being outside and being free in the moment, because that is one of the reasons why it's nice to go outside into nature, is to be present in the moment. And so with that, I am gonna go now. But as I said, here is to a better new year and a wonderful 2021 for all of us.